Chào mừng quý vị và các bạn đến với chương trình Đồng tiền thông minh trên kênh truyền hình FBNC. Và ngày hôm nay chúng tôi mời quý vị cùng theo dõi một cuộc trao đổi mà chúng tôi đã thực hiện với ông John Gaynor, là chủ tịch kiêm tổng giám đốc của Dairy Queen toàn cầu, một thương hiệu kem nổi tiếng thế giới, nhân chuyến thăm của ông đến Việt Nam. Và hiện tại thì Dairy Queen đã có 2 cửa hàng tại Việt Nam kể từ tháng 1 năm 2014 và đang đánh giá rất cao về tiềm năng của thị trường Việt Nam. Mời quý vị cùng theo dõi đoạn ghi nhận sau đây. Well, thank you, Mr. Gaynor. Thank you so much for having us.
Tom, my pleasure.
How are you?
Very good. We're having a good trip here to Vietnam.
So what is it about Vietnam's market that catch your attention?
Well, 5 years ago, I had the opportunity to come look at the market, and I saw that it really was a market that would be ripe for Dairy Queen. I mean, if you look at your population, you have about 90 million people, and I believe more than half of the people are under 30. So the demographics are just great for a brand like Dairy Queen.
So what does it take for the research process in order to open the first store here?
Well, it really begins with finding the right partner. And we looked for quite a few years to find the right franchisee. And, we finally found that group. And then it takes a lot of planning to begin to look at, what would the marketplace want that the Dairy Queen brand has to offer? And I don't know if your viewers are that familiar with Dairy Queen, but we're a 74-year-old company. Happened to be owned by Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett.
Oh, that's famous.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have the largest treat called the Blizzard. It's about a $1.8 million brand globally. And we just felt this would be a great market to bring the Blizzard and our other great products to the Vietnamese people.
So what did you tell Mr. Buffett about Vietnam's market lately?
Well, I got to tell you, I remember a few years back when we were expanding in International, and I met with Warren and explained our strategy, because right now we're in 27 countries. We have about 6,480 stores, and almost 1,300 of those stores are outside the U.S. and Canada. So when you look once again at the demographics of Vietnam, and how the country is growing, this should be a great market for Dairy Queen.
And for the research process and partner selections, why did you choose QSR as your partners? What are some of the criteria that you look into?
Well, I mean, you need a company that sees the upside of the brand like we do. And they really took the time to research the brand, understand Dairy Queen. We needed a group that really was willing to make the investment, that would build the right management team, that would find the best sites, and people that really would protect the brand. Because one of the things that Mr. Buffett charges all of his managers with is protect the Berkshire Hathaway brand, and in my case, protect the Dairy Queen brand. So it was critical that we found a franchisee that we could trust.
Do you think Vietnam's market would follow the same development path as the neighboring markets like China or Thailand?
I think there's a lot of similarities. Right now in China, we have almost 600 stores, but we've actually been in China for over 20 years. And in Thailand, we have about 370 stores. There are a lot of similarities between Thailand and Vietnam. But then again, I see things that are very unique to the Vietnamese market. And one of the success elements that we've had at Dairy Queen is that we're willing to come in and customize the brand to the local taste. We want to keep all the aspects of a Western brand, but we realize that what the Vietnamese people eat and what they prefer is quite different from other countries.
So if you do customization for the local taste, would that affect the price?
It should not. I mean, earlier this morning we were looking at some initial sales results, and the number one Blizzard here in Vietnam is the green tea Choco Chunk. Now, green tea is very popular in China and other Asian countries. Obviously, in the U.S. and Canada, we haven't even introduced green tea. But the key is, as we continue to grow in this market, we really will do more local sourcing. And that's what's great about our brand expanding into Vietnam, our brand will actually help the economy and create employment here in Vietnam.
So how is the performance of the first 2 stores so far, and did it go with your expectation?
Yeah, I've got to tell you, we're really pleased. I guess for me, like I said, 5 years ago, we identified Vietnam would be a great market. So I was kind of pushing my team to find the right partners. And the first 2 stores opened very well. Yesterday, I had a chance to be out, visit both locations. And what's great is to see the smiles on the faces of our customers, seeing the blizzard served upside down. It's the only treat that you can serve upside down. Hopefully later today I can show that to you.
Is there anything that you have to change after some of the first month that the store have been operating?
Well, it's still a little early. We only have about 2 months under our belt here, but we are looking at the sales mix, what people are buying, because we have not only the blizzard, but our cones, our waffle treats, our mou latte. And I think one of the areas that the Vietnamese people will really enjoy is our cakes. We have fantastic DQ soft serve ice cream cakes. But to be very honest with you, we have to introduce that to the people because they're not that familiar yet with Dairy Queen.
There's many international food and beverage brands, franchises coming to Vietnam, and they face the problem of the material supplier. How about Dairy Queen?
Well, I've got to tell you, we're actually quite impressed with the vendor community. And because we just opened 2 stores, we had to import a lot of the products. But now our supply chain team will work with QSR's supply chain team to find local vendors. Our objective in most of the international markets is to try to source maybe as much as 98% of all the product from the country that we operate. Once again, it creates jobs, but it also lowers the cost of goods for our franchisee.
And how do you deal with the battle of location, finding a good location, because a lot of international brands start to come in right now into the market?
Yeah, I have kind of figured out I wasn't the only one 5 years ago that thought Vietnam would be a good place to enter. There are a lot of competitors in the marketplace, but this is where the strength of our franchisee, they know the market. They're based right here in Ho Chi Minh City. They are, Vietnamese. They understand the marketplace, and they have access to great sites. And we think as people, landlords, begin to find out more about Dairy Queen and the crowds that it will attract, they will be very interested in leasing space to Dairy Queen and QSR.
Vừa rồi là những chia sẻ của ông John Gaynor, là chủ tịch kiêm tổng giám đốc của Dairy Queen toàn cầu. Chúng tôi sẽ quay trở lại sau ít phút giải lao. Quý vị có thể xem lại đoạn phỏng vấn này trên trang web đồng tiền thông minh fbnc.com hoặc là facebook.com/đồng tiền thông minh.